Most people think kissing is just romance, but biologically, it's much more complicated than that. For many women, kissing feels emotionally important before intimacy. For many men, it can seem optional. And the reason behind that difference goes deeper than most people realize. The human body isn't equally sensitive everywhere. Your brain gives extra attention to certain areas, especially the lips, tongue, and hands. Those parts contain huge numbers of nerve endings, making them incredibly responsive to touch. Our hands evolved to explore the world, but our lips evolved for connection. That's why kissing exists in many primates too. It's not just a human behavior, it's rooted in evolution. But here's the interesting part. If the body is designed to be efficient, why make lips so sensitive in the first place? Why not simply use touch or hugs to create emotional bonds? Because kissing isn't only about affection, it's also about evaluation. Inside your body is something called the major histocompatibility complex, or MHC. These are genes connected to your immune system. Studies suggest humans are naturally drawn toward people with different immune system genetics than their own. Why? Because children born from genetically diverse immune systems may have stronger protection against diseases. And during close contact like kissing, the brain subconsciously picks up chemical signals connected to that compatibility. That's why sometimes a first kiss feels magical, and other times it feels strangely wrong, even if the person seemed perfect before. Now let's say the chemistry is right. Then the body begins releasing chemicals tied to attraction and bonding. Heart rate increases, stress lowers, attention narrows onto the other person, and suddenly, the connection feels more intense. But understanding why people kiss leads to another question. How do you actually make a kiss feel natural instead of awkward? Back in the 1960s, anthropologist Edward Hall introduced the idea of personal space, also called proxemics. Basically, we allow different people into different invisible zones around us depending on comfort and trust. If a close friend leans in near your face, it feels normal. If a stranger does it, your brain instantly reacts with discomfort. That reaction comes from a small part of the brain involved in threat detection. So before trying to kiss someone, the smartest thing you can do is notice whether they're comfortable being close to you. Body language experts often point out a few common signs. They hold eye contact longer than usual. They glance between your eyes and lips. They move closer without pulling away. Their touches become slower or more lingering. They tilt their head slightly while talking to you. None of these guarantee attraction on their own, but together they can suggest strong comfort and interest. And honestly, confidence matters more than memorizing techniques. Sometimes the smoothest move is simply being direct and relaxed. If the moment feels right, slowing down and maintaining eye contact often creates more tension than rushing in. Even small details affect how a kiss feels. Researchers once noticed that most people naturally tilt their heads slightly to the right while kissing. One theory suggests this may connect to early childhood habits related to comfort and caregiving. But chemistry alone still isn't enough. Because attraction can disappear instantly for one very simple reason: bad breath. In classic Hollywood, actor Clark Gable was considered one of the most charming men alive. Audiences loved him, actresses admired him. But behind the scenes, several people reportedly complained that kissing scenes with him were unpleasant because of severe dental problems. It's a reminder that appearance means very little if basic hygiene is ignored. Research has shown that while physical attractiveness matters during attraction, cleanliness, especially oral hygiene, strongly affects long-term impressions. And most bad breath doesn't actually come from food. It often comes from bacteria buildup around the gums and between teeth. That's why dentists recommend brushing gently from the gums downward instead of aggressively scrubbing side to side. Flossing matters too, because toothbrushes miss the spaces where bacteria collect most easily. At the end of the day, a good kiss isn't really about fancy tricks. It's about comfort, timing, confidence, chemistry, and taking care of yourself. Because attraction is usually built from small details people notice subconsciously, even when they don't realize it.